Uh, the only bone of the upper arm is the what? Humerus. How many bones in the forearm?
Two.
Which one's lateral? Radius. Which one's medial? How many carpal bones? 8. That's 8. Now, I'm not going to make y'all learn the carpal bones. I think that's kind of foolish to sit down and learn bones that probably you'll never see again. And if you really would need to know the names of them, you can go to the internet and Google that. So if y'all are okay with that, we're not going to learn the names of the 8 individual carpal bones. Okay? You're okay with that? All right, what do we call these bones that make up the bony framework of the hand? Metacarpals, right. And these little guys, phalanges. Okay. What's the downstairs girdle called? Pelvic. Name me the 2 bones of the pelvic girdle. Coxa and the sacrum. All right. This is a pelvic bone. Okay. Let me rephrase that. That's a poor choice of words. This is a hip bone. More properly, it's called a coxa. C-O-X-A. Some people call it oscoxa. O-S-C-O-X-A. But I like just plain old coxa. During development, during fetal development, 3 bones fuse to make this. This is the biggest bone of fetal development. What's it called? Ilium. Ilium. I-L-I-U-M. Okay, I-L-I-U-M. Now, this bone that is flat and sharper, what is it called?
Pubis.
No, that's the ischium. Ischium. And the bone that's rounder and thicker is the pubis. Okay? So we got the ilium, the ischium, the pubis. Now here's something we haven't talked about. This hole right here, what do we call a hole in the bone? Foramen. This is the biggest foramen in the human body. Of course, we have one on each hip bone. And it's called the obturator foramen. But there is no foramen any bigger than this one in the human body. Okay? Obturator foramen. What do we call this socket right here? Acetabulum is correct. Bonus question, how did it get its name?
Jewish people.
It's a little cup of oil.
Vinegar.
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 Oil. They do some oil too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But it's acetabulum, and vinegar is acetic acid, right? Okay. Now, this bone right here, we know what that is. That's the biggest bone in the body, right? Look at the end, the diaphysis. Excuse me, not the diaphysis, the epiphysis. Messing y'all up. I'm messing me up. Specifically, the proximal epiphysis. What does that proximal epiphysis look like to y'all?
A ball.
A ball. What kind of joint do I have?
A ball.
Ball and socket. Okay. Had something else I want to say about this. Oh, now let me borrow this thing behind you. Grab that, Jordan. Nick, that spine. I just want the spine. You keep the hook. In this pelvis, let's lay it down flat. A couple of joints here. Y'all are probably not old enough to remember the old people using the term, oh my aching sacroiliac. Did y'all ever heard that term, oh my aching sacroiliac?
No.
Typically, 50 years ago, people had a lot of vegetable gardens and they picked vegetables, or some of them picked cotton all day and they're squatting and bending. This joint right here, this is the sacrum, right? Y'all agree that bone is the sacrum? And this bone is the ilium of the coxa. So we're going to call this joint and this joint the sacroiliac joint. Sacroiliac. Okay. Now, this is probably the most famous symphysis in the human body. What symphysis is this?
Pubis.
Pubic symphysis. And what kind of cartilage do I have my finger on?
Fibro.
Fibrocartilage. Why is this important during childbirth? Stretches. What causes it to stretch? The mother makes something, or the gonna-be mother makes something. No, it's not oxytocin. That pushes the baby out, but that's not what loosens it up. I think it's relaxin is the name of it. Yeah.